Hey guys, it's me, Alex Holiday, and let's not waste any more time. Let's get these questions and answers. So on to the Q&A. Let's get started. What motivated me to make Soma Sonic Ranger a movie? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I always wanted to tell the story. I always wanted to tell this exact type of story I always wanted to tell. I didn't want this to be another Power Ranger clone, but I decided, well, what motivated me? Well, what if I did something that's different besides Power Rangers? Like, I can't just keep relying on Power Rangers a lot, to be honest. But I said to myself, what should I do that's I haven't done already? Now, before, I may have done some films that may have been a little bit more similar to this, but I only used those films as Easter eggs when I made, what was it called? See, that's how bad my memory is. When I made certain films, I did want to call them Sonic Ranger, but that's the thing, like, it would have to have an actual meaning, like a real actual meaning, like, they would have to have that quote, Sonic Ranger, or have the idea of them being a Sonic Ranger. So, instead, for this version I wanted to tell a story about, what if it's a guy who, I'm a big RoboCop fan, and I thought to myself, RoboCop, Mega Man, gee, what would be the perfect idea? Combine them into, either way, if I had to reference Mega Man, you could probably say, like, in some hindsight, you have to say, they would have to, if he has the actual powers of Mega Man, why not he absorbs, people's, abilities or attacks or something like that. But either way, I came up with Mega Man because I thought, well, Mega Man and RoboCop, they do kind of have a similar story. Two people turned into robots, that kind of thing. So I decided, well, why not mix them together and say they're kind of like similar to these type of characters in that state. So, on to the next one. Costume and props. Oh, mama. That was mostly where the budget came out of. So I'm not going to say I had an actual budget. I just spent some time to buy certain things, to get certain things. Now for the paintball vest that you see me wearing in the movie, that's not the same paintball vest I wore in some of my other movies. It's something different. The pilot mask that you see me wear, that's something else I bought on, most majority of my props and costumes and masks and wardrobes, most of them I got on eBay, or most of them I got to another spot I go to, like the Garment District and other places that sells like jumpsuits. But the jumpsuit I got at the last Kmart. Yeah. The last Kmart that used to be in Massachusetts. Well, that's where I got most majority of my jumpsuits. So either way, I decided, well, when I try to utilize these costumes as best as possible and buy most of them on eBay, go to the party store and buy some other props, go to the party store, buy some masks, creature masks. The creature mask that you may have seen me with the old man effed up face, Well, let me just tell you, I bought that on eBay, and this scary thing, yeah, also bought on eBay. So all I did, I went through the process of buying it online, and it wasn't difficult, to be honest. It was actually it was straightforward. I don't have an eBay account, but I'm a guest on eBay. But that's the best way I can say this. So that's it. Yeah. On to the next one. This might be a little bit similar to the first question. The first question, well, this might be a little bit similar to that, but I wanted to come up with, well, the idea of writing something that I wanted to do, like, I got started on Sonic Ranger during the time on the original, the first scenes that you see with the, Cambridge area, Cambridge location. Those were the first scenes I did. Then I thought about it. I said to myself, I'm just going to keep making another Power Ranger clone. So I kept saying to myself, I'm just going to keep making another Power Ranger clone, and that's it. And I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to try to adapt a different story that felt more humane and had some... I just wanted to make something that makes a robot say, you should be happy that you're human and you shouldn't take it for granted. And that's basically the story I wanted to come up with. Like someone who was human but now turned into a cyborg or android or whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, I wanted to tell a story where it's, not always, jumps, flips, transforming into superhuman robots. And I just didn't want this to be another thing I've always done in my past films. I wanted to do something completely different, completely special. And the reason why I wanted to make this feature length, because ever since I came across the toy, and honestly, since when I was 8 years old, I've never stopped thinking about that toy. I know you're probably saying, but you're a grown man. Why do you need to think about a toy? Like, yeah, I still have the props. I mean, not props, but like the little toy things that, they used to sell. So I thought to myself, what if I can just take what that look of the toy looks and see if I could... So, either way, if you were to ask me, it looks like a Power Ranger mixed with RoboCop. And that's basically all I can just tell you. It looks like a Power Ranger mixed with RoboCop. And why can't I make a story about that? Why couldn't making a story about that be a good thing? So that's how I can basically say. I want to make this into a story, and here we are. And that's it. That'll be a very, 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 very quick question. No, I didn't. Was going to, but no, I didn't. Next question. Do I have more ideas to make a feature length? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? So, either way, what other films have in mind? Well, I can tell you this. I don't know at the moment. Because sometimes when I make my films, I tend to get too overdrawn to do what I have to do. Or make what I have to make. Like, when I put my damus into working on something, I feel like I get a little fatigue. And sometimes when I have other ideas I want to adapt into a movie, I would love to do it. But either way, I really have more ideas to make movies I'll still have these ideas till I expire. But either way, I mean, if I have plans for another feature-length film, you'll see it soon. That's why it says coming soon. Alright, now on to the next one. And this might be a little bit of a longer question. Yes. Yes, there will be a sequel. Yes, indeed, there will be a sequel. I enjoyed making this movie. I'm excited to make this movie. I was really excited to show you guys this movie. But either way, all I got to tell you, I have more ideas of what I want to do for a sequel. And I want to make sure I, put them all and have them make sense. The next film I'm going to do, it's not gonna be a sequel to Sonic Ranger. My apologies, but I will tell you, my next film I'm going to do is something separate. But either way, so all I can say is, yeah, there will definitely be a sequel. This is not. So I promise you all, there will be a sequel, and I also promise you all this. This is not what I did for another film I did that was called Galaxy Enforcer 3000. But before I go into that, there will be a sequel. Will there be a sequel for that? I don't know for right now. But either way, I got nothing else to say. But let's move on to the last question. Easiest question I can definitely answer. We have the time to answer. So, what's the difference between Sonic Ranger and Galaxy Enforcer 3000? Well, that's simple. Sonic Ranger is taking place somewhere, probably in the 2020s era, or like the whole point about Sonic Ranger is that this is the year beyond now. So meaning that this is the year beyond now. Meaning it was a little bit of a reference of Star Wars from a galaxy far, far away. Wait, once upon a time, a long time. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong. But if you saw that logo in Star Wars, you would know that's kind of the trademark for Star Wars. But either way, what's the difference? Well, the bigger difference is this. What's the bigger difference? Well, Galaxy Enforcer 3000 takes place in the future. I mean, 2099. So either way, what else? No, I guess that's it. I mean, I originally wanted to have a khaki jumpsuit, but yeah, I guess it's not much of a big deal. So that's all my questions, and don't worry. Like I said before, there will be a sequel. Vertical Spy, outro.